everyone, and welcome back to the Rideshare Hub. My name is Dylan and I'm so happy you came here. So if you want to make an extra $30 to $40 an hour being a Lyft driver and get a huge sign-on bonus, go ahead and use my link in the description. You'll enter in your information and they'll get you signed up very quickly. Alright, now let's get started in today's video. This is 40 secrets that most Lyft drivers don't know. Alright, so I've been driving for a while and I discovered most of these things on my own and I just want to share them all with you. So number one is that after you do 1,000 rides, Lyft is actually going to send you a jacket. That's pretty cool, right? You get a free jacket for doing 1,000 rides. Alright, number two, and most people don't know this at all, but Lyft actually pays you for long pickups. So anytime you have a pickup that's over 10 minutes away, Lyft is going to pay you $5. And anytime your pickup is more than 19 minutes away, Lyft is going to pay you $10. All you have to do is send them a quick email and they'll disperse that payment to your account. So you do have to do that manually, and Lyft doesn't do that automatically yet, but all you have to do is send them an email. Okay, number three are that Lyft passengers are generally better than Uber passengers. I don't know why this is, but every person that I've talked to who drives for Uber and Lyft always says that their Lyft passengers are better, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so number four is rideshare insurance. Most insurances won't cover you being a rideshare driver, so anytime you're driving as a rideshare driver, you need to have separate insurance or insurance through your own. So make sure you call them up, call up a few places, get a couple quotes, and make sure you have rideshare insurance. Alright, number five, as a Lyft driver, you can get discounted car washes, discounted oil changes. Every time you need to get an oil change, you can get them for a discount. Sometimes even new tires at a discounted rate. So call up a few places and let them know you're a rideshare driver and that you're gonna come there a lot. And a lot of times they'll give you great discounts. Alright, number six, you can rent a car through Lyft. Maybe you wanna be a Lyft driver but you don't have a car. There's a thing called Lyft Express Drive, and it's actually going to be free, so as long as you hit the weekly bonuses that is basically going to pay for your car. So you don't have to worry about maintenance, depreciation on your own car, and you get to drive a pretty sweet car. And you can use it for your own personal use as well. Alright, number seven is that phone mounts that go on your windshield are actually illegal in most states, because the law states that if you have something that's blocking your view, that's an obstruction. So what you want to do is put the phone mount on the side of your window or on the side of your windshield. So make sure you don't have it in the middle, and I've seen it before, but people do get tickets for that. So look up the law on that depending on your state. Number eight is that it's actually illegal to record audio of your passengers. That's just a US law. You can't record somebody else's audio without their permission. So if you have a dash cam that has audio, make sure you ask them, hey, is it okay? And if not, just simply turn off the audio switch. Okay, number nine is that you can't stream or publish any videos of your passengers. So if you want to publish a video on YouTube, you just simply can't. That goes completely against privacy laws, and it's for your own safety as well. So number 10, it's actually illegal to take children and toddlers without car seats and without booster seats. So if somebody wants to take a child with them and they say, oh, I'll just hold the baby myself, that's completely illegal, and that person has to have a child seat. And imagine if you get in a car crash or something and that baby isn't safe, you don't want to risk it just for a couple of dollars. So don't take a child or a toddler without a car or booster seat. Alright, so number 11 is that every airport is different. Airports across the country hand out tickets to Lyft drivers every single day. So make sure when you're going to an airport to pick somebody up, you know the proper procedure. And a lot of times you need separate placards and permissions on your windshield to make sure that, you know, airports know that you're a certified driver. Alright, so number 12 is that you can actually make extra money as a driver simply playing music in your car. There's a company called Stereo. They just started and they're paying drivers just to play music on their platform. And they have all these curated playlists, and I think it's really cool. So you can make an extra $100, $200 a week just playing music. Company is called Stereo. Number 13 you can make extra money selling food through a company called Cargo. This company is actually really successful now, and basically you can get like a bunch of waters and a bunch of snacks for super cheap, and then you sell it to your passengers, and then Cargo you know, takes a little bit of a cut. So you don't have to, you know, go out and spend a bunch of money. Cargo's just gonna send it to you, and you can make extra money selling snacks. All right, number 14 is that you can make $1 back per ride with Ebates. So Ebates is a company that basically just pays you they give you points, and it's like $1 per ride. So I think that's really awesome. All right, number 15 is that you can actually drive for Lyft and Uber at the same time. You know, if you're not getting a bunch of requests all day doing Lyft, you can do Uber as well. There's a company called Maestro that allows you to do both apps at the same time, and that way, you know, you're constantly getting passengers throughout the day and you're never waiting. So that's more money in your pocket. All right, so number 16 is that there's a daily limit on how much you can drive for Lyft. So Lyft states that after 14 hours, basically you have to take a full uninterrupted 6-hour break. And that's just a safety procedure, so you know, you don't fall asleep while driving. Some people do drive for Uber after that, but I recommend getting a good night's rest and just work again the next day. All right, number 17 is that there's an app called GasBuddy that Lyft drivers can use, and you get up to 30 cents back per gallon. And all you have to do is sign up for GasBuddy, get a card, and if you pay through them, they're gonna basically reward you for every gallon that you buy in gas. All right, number 18 is that you can make $500 doing product market research for a company called ProductLab. They're basically paying $500 to rideshare drivers, and that's a great way to make 500 bucks. All right, number 19 is that you can make money advertising on your car. I know some people think it's kind of tacky, you know, having a little sticker or a little mini poster on your car, but some people make some serious money, and the more you drive, the more they pay you. So, you know, as a rideshare driver, as a Lyft driver, you're driving a lot. So these companies can pay you some serious money just for advertising on your own car. So I know one company is called Referral Car, they're great, and there's a bunch of other companies as well. All right, so number 20, and this isn't really a secret, it's more of a tip, but you know, it's basically just make sure you calculate depreciation on your car, and as well as maintenance costs. So everyone calculates gas and they subtract their gas, but make sure you calculate the depreciation on your car. And an easy way to do this is just go to kbb.org, Kelley Blue Book, and type in your car, and then say you're gonna drive for Lyft for like a year. So just type in, you can adjust the miles and make it like 50,000 more miles, or however long you're thinking about driving, and calculate out how much you're really losing on depreciation on your car. So sometimes it's just better for you to understand how much you're making that way. All right, so number 21, and I think this is recommended for all drivers, is that you can run a business out of your car. There's some Lyft drivers who are making tons of money running separate businesses in their car. There's one guy who got super rich selling jewelry out of his car, and it was just a separate side business that he had. There's actually one guy in Hawaii who claims he makes over $100 an hour advertising his events and entertainment industry. So he has tons of tourists who come into his car every day since he's in Hawaii, and he advertises like sunset boat rides, skydiving rides, even like concerts and stuff. So be creative and come up with another company that you can, you know, since you're meeting so many people a day, that's like free advertising for your company. All right, number 22 is that Lyft pays for all the tolls you go through. So if you ever go through a toll and you get charged, Lyft is gonna pay for it. But the thing is, you're actually gonna lose a little bit of money. So I like to avoid tolls at all costs. So think of it this way. If you go through a toll that costs $5 and you have to pay out of, you know, your pocket, and then Lyft reimburses you $5, you still have to pay taxes on that $5 that Lyft gives you. So you're actually losing, you know, a small amount of money. So I just like to avoid tolls at all costs. All right, number 23 is that you get a $5 cancellation fee only if the passenger cancels. So if you cancel on your end, you won't get that fee. So just make sure your passenger cancels, and if they don't want the ride anymore, just call them up and tell them, hey, can you cancel please? That way you'll get your $5 cancellation fee. All right, number 24 is that you get also a $5 no-show fee. So if you go to pick up your passenger and your passenger's not there, or they're taking more than 5 minutes, you can technically leave and still get a $5 cancellation fee. All you have to do is call them, and there's a way around this. If you just call them and then hang up, you can still get the $5 cancellation fee. It's a little loophole. But yeah, basically, if they don't show up, you get $5. All right, number 25. If a passenger either makes a mess in your car, throws up in your car, or spills something, you can actually get a $150 to $250 cleaning fee. So some drivers, they just like to clean up themselves and just pocket the money rather than taking it somewhere to get it detailed. And one thing about that is that you do need to take photos for proof. So before you clean it up, make sure you take some photos, a couple different photos, and then send that in and you'll get your cleaning fee. All right, number 26, and this is a reason I love Lyft, is that they actually have a new thing called destination mode, or it's been around for a few months, but destination mode's really cool. Anytime you get a trip that's pretty far away, just click on destination mode, type in your destination of where you want to head next, and Lyft will actually pair you up with somebody who's heading that way. And I think you're limited to about like 6 of those per day. I forget how many it is right now, but just, it's always changing. But make sure you just, click your destination mode, and that way you're getting paid on your way back as well. Number 27 is that you can track all your miles and save all your receipts. And these will all be a tax write-off for you when you have to do taxes, and you won't have to pay anything in taxes. So just make sure you track all your miles. There's an app called MileIQ, or just save all your gas receipts. Anytime you get a car wash, new tires, if you're buying gum or candy for your passengers, these are all tax write-offs, and it can save you thousands of dollars. Number 28, and maybe you've learned this already, but if you drive at night, somebody's gonna throw up in your car. I hate to break it to you, I hate to be that guy, but it's inevitable, it's gonna happen, and just learn that that's part of the job if you choose to drive at night. If you drive during the day, it's pretty unlikely that somebody's gonna throw up in your car. So just be expecting that at some point. All right, number 29, and most drivers don't know this, but people tip more in the morning. So think about it. When somebody wakes up, they want to have a great day, right? And something that people do to, have a little bit of good karma is that they tip their drivers. So they want to start off the day well. And you'll find that when you drive super early in the morning, I'm talking about like 5, 6, 7 a.m., pretty much all of your passengers are going to tip you. Number 30, and I don't want any of you to learn this the hard way, but you get paid hardly anything for waiting for your passenger. So anytime you go to pick somebody up and your passenger says, oh hey, I'll be out in like 10, 15 minutes, don't wait. You're literally only getting paid like 15 cents a minute. So, and this applies for, whenever your passenger wants to go to like the drive-through. Just make sure, you're not just doing that for free. Sometimes people say, oh, I'll tip you, or hey, I'll buy you food. And that's a pretty good trade-off, but just keep in mind, you're really not making any money just waiting for them. All right, so number 31 is that drivers aren't necessarily paired with passengers based on location. So even though you might be the closest one to that passenger, somebody else from far away might be paired with that passenger first based on how long they've been waiting. So number 32 is that your acceptance rate doesn't actually matter that much. So if you get a ride request and you want to decline it for whatever reason, there's not really a huge penalty, and Lyft doesn't really care that much about it. And I know some people who they don't accept, then they only take airport rides, stuff like that. So figure out what you want to do, and just keep in mind that acceptance rate doesn't really matter that much, unless you're trying to hit a bonus that you need like 90% for. But if you're not, then yeah, you don't really need it. Okay, now number 33. And this one's important because you're gonna run into this from time to time, is that it's actually illegal to take a passenger just for cash. So sometimes somebody might say while you're driving around, say you're waiting for a ride, somebody comes up to you and says, hey, can you take me somewhere? And I'll just give you cash for it. I don't think it's necessarily illegal, but if say you get into an accident, there's all these huge legal troubles of your insurance won't cover it, because the thing is, if you take a form of currency in exchange for a service, outside of these rideshare services, that you know, you're actually going to get penalized legally if anything happens. So just don't take cash and say, hey, sorry, I can't do that. Yeah, don't risk it. You're better off, you know, not running the risk of owing thousands of dollars. Like, say that person gets hurt, they can sue you like crazy, and if, you know, somebody else gets hurt in your accident, then, you know, Rideshare will cover it. Okay, now number 34 is that you keep 100% of your tips on Lyft. On Uber, I think they take a small cut, so on Lyft you actually make more money. But do keep in mind that you need to pay taxes on these tips. So if you can get a cash tip, that's better because you don't have to report it to the IRS. So just cash tips over tips through the app. But still, it's pretty cool. You get 100% of your tips. All right, number 35, and I just learned this one as well, but passengers can actually favorite you as their driver. So say a passenger had a really good experience with you. If they click favorite, Lyft is going to try to pair you with that passenger. Say you're driving around. So just keep in mind, if you get a ride request from really far away and it's the same passenger, they probably favorited you. So that's a new one that I didn't know about. All right, number 37. We're almost done here, guys. So stay patient. Number 37 is that it's your cars, your rules. You can technically kick a passenger out of your car at any time. You know, if your passenger is being rude to you, they're being inappropriate, creepy, whatever the circumstances, you can easily just say, hey, I'm sorry, I don't feel comfortable with you being in my car. Can you leave? And that's totally fine. Lyft promotes drivers doing that because, you know, it's your car, it's your rules. Okay, number 38, and this is a secret that a lot of drivers don't know at all, is that you don't have to drive around looking for passengers. And sometimes you just end up wasting a lot of gas. So what you want to do if you're not getting any requests is just sit where you are, you know, turn your car off, maybe read a book, you know, scroll through Instagram or whatever you want to do, and sure enough, you'll get a passenger. And the way this works is that, say you're driving around and a passenger is requesting a ride from this area, and you're right here, you might leave that passenger, and you're gonna end up like chasing around people who aren't even there. So just stay where you are and you'll get a request. Okay, number 39, and this one is one of my personal favorites, is that you're gonna make a lot of friends and meet a lot of new people driving for Lyft. It's a great skill to have to be able to communicate effectively, quickly. You know, a lot of times you're gonna have passengers who come in for only like 5 to 10 minute rides, and it's a really cool skill to learn how to engage with them very quickly in a short amount of time, how to get somebody to like you, just interpersonal communication skills. And outside of, you know, ride sharing in normal businesses, being able to communicate effectively is the #1 trait that businesses look for promotions. So, you know, no matter your skill set, being able to communicate effectively is what, you know, makes you a leader. So that's what I like about Lyft. All right, so number 40 is that you may be eligible for a sign-on bonus even if you already signed up. So say you signed up to be a driver and you didn't know that there's sign-on bonuses. You can just go to your local hub and tell them, hey, I want to add this sign-on bonus to my account. Is that possible? And just go to my link and find the link that for me to have the sign-on bonus and take that in with you, and they can pretty much set you up to get a sign-on bonus. All right, now this is a bonus one, but being a rideshare driver isn't really going to exist anymore. And I'll just end on this, but you know, in 2016, Lyft said that in 5 years, that most of their rides are going to be from autonomous vehicles. You know, and the way our technology is heading, you know, maybe in 5 to 10 years, that being a rideshare driver won't be a job anymore. So just make sure if you're thinking about doing it, do it now, because it won't be a job anymore pretty soon. So thank you again so much for watching, everyone. If you want to be a rideshare driver for Lyft and for Uber go ahead and use my link in the description for a huge sign-on bonus. All right, thank you all so much for watching, and let me know, did you find out any of these secrets that you knew before or that you didn't know before? Maybe you have some of your own. Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you again so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.